Okay, in this video, we're going to look at making landscapes and how we're able to do that using Unreal. So in 425, before 425, the landscape tab used to be over here, but now in 425, you have to look under modes and select landscape, or you can also click Shift 2. So we're going to click on landscapes. Now I want to choose a material. So I have some starter content that I already brought in to this scene. So if I look at materials, I can choose anything here. So I'm going to go with, I have some moss right now. I'm going to do grass instead. Now this is currently, everything you see in the sort of matrixy green is what Unreal is going to use to fill in the landscape. This is very, very large and will take a lot of processing power to modify. So I'm going to make this a bit smaller. It'll be a little bit more workable. Yeah, that's good. Okay, that's fine. All right, I'm going to go ahead and create. And now I have this world with the grass filled in. So what it's going to do now is you can see I have this sort of like gray circle here, and this is going to allow me to make some mountain ranges. So the longer I hold my mouse down, the higher the mountain goes, and I can kind of like paint a mountain range. And I can change the brush size, so I can make smaller little mountains, but I kind of liked it bigger. And I can change the brush fall off, so it can be slightly skinnier. You can change the strength so it rises much quicker. You can kind of play around with that. So mountains, mountains, mountains. Cool. Now one thing you might notice if you hit play after doing this is that you're in this weird sort of doesn't quite make sense world. And that's because your player start, which is where the camera spawns when you hit play, is probably underneath your mountain range. So we're going to go back into select mode and we're going to bring the player start up. Great, so now if I hit play, oh, there we go. So we're going to bring the player start up. So now when I hit play, I can see all of these cool mountains. All right, great. So if I go back into modes, we also have this foliage option or Shift 3. And this allows you to bring in different static meshes and sort of paint with them on top of your landscape. So again, I'm going to look at my starter content and I'm going to look at, let's look at props. So I have like a bush here. So let's try that. So I'm going to bring in a bush. You can also bring in more than one. So you could do bushes and we could also do chairs. And now I can paint essentially this collection of chairs and shrubbery. It can just be like a sea of shrubbery and chairs. And the longer I hold the mouse there, the more densely populated it will be. This is very silly, but I like it. I can just paint this in, da-da-da, da-da-da, some Bob Ross, like happy trees. Cool. And then if I hit play, I can see this world, this like mountain world where there's chairs and shrubbery as far as the eye can see. Maybe not quite that far, but pretty far. It's a lot of chairs and shrubbery. All right, so that is your intro into creating landscapes in Unreal.